Okay, folks, section 8.8, the Pythagorean theorem. Folks, please make sure that you say it the correct way so that you sound like you know what you're talking about. I know you know what you're talking about, most of you. But I want you to sound like you know what you're talking about. All right, so this is pronounced Pythagorean theorem. It's named after a person named Pythagoras, who was a Greek mathematician. He had all of these people that lived together with him in a commune. Okay, his name is funny. It's Greek, all right? Thousands of years ago. Leave the guy alone. All right, Pythagoras. And his famous theorem, we named the theorem after him, and we'll talk about it in just a bit. That's what the title of this section is. His famous theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? The A, B, and C are sides of a right triangle. And I'm going to show you what those are in just a minute. Okay? But first, let's look at some definitions. Okay? Now you guys have seen this before, but it says types of triangles. Each angle of a triangle can be classified by its measure, as shown in the examples before. If it's less than 90 degrees, we call it an acute angle. It's acute. Isn't that cute? It's acute. Okay. If it equals 90 degrees, we call it a right angle. And if it's bigger than 90 degrees, we call it an obtuse angle. Okay? Angle 3 is greater than 90 degrees. If it's bigger than 90 degrees, if it opens up more than 90 degrees, right, because this would be 90 degrees. If it opens up more than that, then we say it's obtuse. All right? Now let's scoot down here and look at this little comment right below. It says that these classifications also apply to triangles. The triangles can be classified based on their angles. Okay? An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. All 3 of them are less than 90. A right triangle has 1 right angle. And then lastly, an obtuse triangle, whoa, look out, look out. An obtuse triangle has 1 obtuse angle. Okay? Is it possible to have 2 obtuse angles in one triangle? Is that possible, Ian?
No.
Why not?
Because there's can't.
Well, remember, an obtuse angle is more than 90 degrees. So 2 of them would be more than what, Sam?
180.
It'd be more than 180, but what do all of the angles of a triangle always add up to, Pace?
180.
180. So 2 obtuse angles would be too much. You can't have 2 obtuse angles in one triangle. Okay? Now, let's look at this. It says identifying triangles. Let's look at this first one. What do you think that one is, Elise?
Well, it has 2 acute angles.
It has 2 acute angles.
And then it has a right angle.
So what do we call that triangle?
A
A right triangle. A right triangle is a triangle with 1 right angle. The other 2 are going to be acute. What do you think this one is, Maggie? It's an acute triangle because all 3 angles are less than 90 degrees. Perfect. Thank you. Paris, what about the last one here? Obtuse is the way you pronounce it. Good. And obtuse, and that little symbol is a Greek symbol called delta, but I'll also use it for triangle. Let me ask you this though, Paris. We're going to make this a little bit harder. Is it A, B, or C that's obtuse? Which one is? It's B that's obtuse. This thing is greater than 90 degrees. All right? So that's how we can classify triangles by their angles. All right? Great job, guys, and I'll see you at the next example.